I'll check how many suggestions we got, and then you just pick a number.
Okay.
And then based on that, we go about 10 minutes, and then we, we'll have a little like short discussion afterwards, and then that's about it.
Cool. Sounds like fun.
Now let's see, where is that? Oh yeah,
I'm here, like, drinking my old lady like hot tea, so I don't have like grandpa throat.
I've been drinking a ton of tea lately, actually.
I do drink a lot of tea, but like my allergies have been like killing me. So I wake up every morning, I'm like,
I don't have COVID. I just have allergies.
I already went through the whole like, oh, this is it.
Right.
Oh, this is it. Oh no, I was starting my period. That's what I was like. I can't tell if I've got COVID or if I'm just like a woman.
It's you know what? It's 6 of one, right? Half a dozen
Right.
of the other. We have 12. Wait, 70. We have 13 suggestions.
Okay, lucky 13.
Lucky 13. So which one do you want to do?
Well, I always lean towards number 7.
Ooh, all right. Number 7. So this is Bo Klausen. The suggestion is Conspriacy.
Perfect.
Right?
I don't know, like
I know.
because I had this whole other plan going.
Yeah.
For how I was going to handle myself today.
Yeah.
Now you're telling me like they're out to get us.
Yeah. Like I heard from a guy, and then he pointed me to a website that, they don't want us to know about, but they're using this as an excuse to infiltrate our personal and professional lives. The Washington Times doesn't lie. They want you to think it lies, but the Washington Times doesn't lie. And that's where all the true information comes from. So that's why I'm saying you got to put post-it note over your camera because they're searching you there. You can't use anything Google related. Google is the king of this. Like they access your information. Google has a stranglehold. Think about it. Google Calendars, Gmail, Google Assistant, Google Home. It's all running through Google. They're hearing you.
No. Like I use Google for everything.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You got to get rid of Google.
I understood that they had their finger on the pulse of my life.
Yeah.
But I always assumed they were like a benevolent overlord.
And their motto is do no evil. That's all Google motto, but that's what they want you to think. And they're lulling you into a sense of security and comfort. And then once they're in, you can't shake them.
Isn't that the Wiccan motto too?
It's the same thing.
So do I switch? Like who do I go to? Who can I trust?
All right, well, check it. So I got a guy. He's building his own platform, right? And he said it's going to remove your digital footprint. All right. And it's going to remove everything that you have on the internet. He can do a full, clear internet scrub of you and all your data. Okay. And then he can change you into this. He said that what he's building is going to be bigger than Google. And it's untraceable. That's the thing. It's untraceable. It's got to be workaround. Like right now, Google, they do all the workarounds themselves. Like anything that pops up, they put in place and then they're able to attack it. But right now, my guy, he's got a thing. All right. But I can only invite a certain number of people. But then you have to give up Google. You got to give up Google. You got to give up Facebook. Because they're tracking your every move.
Okay.
Right now they're tracking your move. I mean, think about any place you have a wireless connection, any place that you have Bluetooth enabled, even through your router, they're tracking you through all of that.
So my little earbuds.
Yes. And it's so close to your brain. We're going to get cancer that way. That's why I don't use earbuds. Not only are they tracking you, but they're sending it to you on purpose.
Okay, so listen, I don't know this guy.
Yeah.
I trust you. Like, I at this point, like, I can't trust Google.
No.
But I trust you. You know, because you have never let me down.
No.
And you know, when I mean, you saved me a piece of pie last week, and you were there, you know, when I had an ultrasound and my husband failed to show up, and you know, you really came through for me, and my DNR paperwork.
Yeah.
And so okay, I'll do this. I'll do it. If you trust this guy,
Yeah.
I'll trust this guy.
You're the first person I came to, Tammy. You're the first one. I'm like, the first person I'm going to go to, I'm going to talk to Tammy about this, because I only have 3 people that I can ask to be a part of this. So you're the first one, all right?
Yeah.
And now
no.
I've only got 2 more left. So the first one I'm going to come to you is you. But like, I got to be honest, I was really skeptical at first. And then he started laying out the information. He started talking about the science behind it, and it makes complete sense.
Okay. Well, it'll take me a couple days, you know, because I gotta go in and like print all of my photos, you know.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to lose all that stuff. I mean, I trust you and I trust your guy, but I don't want to lose any of that stuff transferring over into the new system. So I got to print all my photos.
That's the smart thing to do. You got to print all your photos. Any important documents you have, you got to print it out. And I would even take it a step further. I would say you got to do everything by hand. Like, if you make a copy of it, they're able to hop on your Wi-Fi and they're able to access that right now. So even your photos and everything, you got to hand draw it. That's the only way to stay safe.
Okay.
Is you got to go through and you got to draw it. So you got to track all your information. You got to look at it like, what's the most important thing?
Yeah, that's the thing. Because it'll take me ages to draw and handwrite all of that stuff.
Yeah, but it's worth it, because nobody's going to have access to that information. And
well,
you know
I
what?
feel like this is a really good time for me to reassess,
Yes.
you know, what's important.
That's
Because
what
I've just been saving everything because I can save everything.
This is a chance it's a reboot. It's a complete system reboot right now.
If there's pictures of like X's in there, I don't have to draw those.
Do you want them?
No.
Why do you want it? And to me, that's why I'm looking at it. That's why I came to you. You and I think alike. This is a chance to like start fresh right now. And I'm going through my things, and I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the stuff I have, I'm just going to delete because I don't need it. It doesn't do anything for my life. My stuff is owning me. I'm not owning my stuff anymore. The stuff's owning me.
Right. And my data.
Yes.
My data is owning me.
And like right now, the only currency we have is our information. Data is the new currency. That's why I put all my money in Bitcoin, because then you don't have like one centralized organization controlling everything. But Bitcoin is for the people. So all of my currency I've got in digital currency. And right now, Bitcoin is about $8,200 per Bitcoin. So I don't have a full Bitcoin right now. I bought I have a quarter of a Bitcoin right now. But if I just hold on to that, my guy tells me, like, just hold on to it. It dropped sharply in the last couple of weeks, but he said there's no difference between that and the stock market, which is true. It's true, but this way they can't track what you have. And I am so into not being traced anymore.
I can get behind that.
I mean, if you don't get behind it, it's going to get out in front of you. And then it'll be too late.
I don't have any money right now, so I really have no problem, right? Like,
yes,
no problem.
No money, no problems. That's what I always say.
Yeah, that's good. There's no way to trace any of my purchases because I'm not buying anything. You know what I mean?
No, and it's not going to be worth anything either, because you know, pretty soon, like the Illuminati, I mean, they are taking over. And then pretty soon, this whole COVID thing that we're going through right now, it's been proven. They haven't shown you, the media doesn't want you to know, but it's been proven that it's been man-made in a lab in China, in Wuhan, and they don't want you to know about that. Like, they don't want the truth to come out, because you know what happens is once the truth comes out, then the power topples, right? And right now, my friend, you can feel it. Rome is burning right now. We're in the middle of this. Every few centuries, that superpower gets turned over, right? So every few centuries, and it's been proven throughout history. We're going through it right now. We're in the middle of it right now. So now's the time to get out in front of this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling freer. I'm feeling freer, right? Yeah, I'm feeling freer.
I look at this like a blessing. I look at it like a blessing. This is a chance for me to start my life again. I can start brand new, and I can do really what I want to do. I don't have to do anything what anyone wants. I could do what I want to do.
Rewrite my history.
Yes. Yes.
And redevelop my past, because I had this plan, you know, and it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And, you know, there's a saying, like, you have to be willing to get rid of the life that you expected in order to have the life that you were meant to have.
Yes.
I believe I am meant to have a completely untethered, untraceable life without my exes.
Yes. Get rid of it all. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of it all. This is a sign, all right? This is a sign. This is happening on purpose. I looked at this when I first started as like, oh, I'm such a victim. I'm such a victim of this. Why is this happening now? And right now, it could not be clearer to me. There are people out there who the government wants to shut down because they're saying what the truth is. And right now, my guy is telling me exactly what the truth is. It's not even he's giving me new information. He's confirming what I already thought.
And this is all the same guy.
The same guy.
Same guy has the information on the laboratories and.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's behind.
How lucky are you? How lucky are you to have that guy?
And that's what I'm saying. This is a sign. And what I'm saying is, I want to pass it to you. You're one of the people where I'm like, you get it. You've always gotten it. I always knew you understood what the truth is. The truth is out there. You just got to dig either deep enough or have the truth hit you in the face. And I look at it as like, this is a combination of both. I had to dig a little bit, and then this hit me right in the face. And it's like, what have I got to lose? Well, I've got a lot to lose. And I want to lose it because I want that new life. I want to this is a reset. And I'm looking at it like a reset. I want to get off the grid. I want to get off the grid. And how much farther can you get off the grid than just going completely digital-less? No, nothing online, nothing. You can't find anything out about me because I don't want you know what? The people at Google, they're manipulating this data. Every little Facebook challenge you answer and every little quiz you take gives them more information. When you have that, remember years ago when it's like, what do I look like in 20 years? And that recognition and it aged you, they're just gathering your information because they're going to use it against you.
You know what, Ted? You're my guy. Like, you know how you have a guy? I feel like you're my guy.
Yeah. I'm your truth bearer, and the truth always sets you free.
So I just want to thank you, because wherever we all come out in the end of this, whatever it is that unfolds with my future, you know, whatever happens to your Bitcoin, right? I know I'll have you, and I'll be damned. That's
Scene. What a fun suggestion.
Yeah, that was really fun. And you know, a lot of what I've been actually reading lately.
For sure. And that Washington Times is one of those websites. It's like Washington Times. So it sounds legit, and then you research it, and it's like they posted something about those 2 doctors in California that have been debunked about saying that this coronavirus is BS and like those measures aren't working. We don't need to do that. And right before you and I talked, there was a guy on Facebook that was just talking about that. And I'm like, there are people who actually believe this. They actually believe those things, and they're so passionate about it.
Yeah. I think a lot of it comes from the fact that like the truth is, you know, scary, and feeling like you've got secret information makes you feel like you're in control of something.
Yes.
You know, so, you know, it's like, I'm going to do this instead of taking up a new hobby or having a conversation with my child or whatever, you know, I'm going to focus on how, you know, people are lying to me about this stuff. And
and it's like, you know, like you said, it feels like I'm in this secret club. I know the truth. There are very few of us, but I'm one of the people that know. And now it's my duty to convince everyone about that.
Right.
And like some people that, I mean, you might have had the same experience where like that I have of like, oh no, that friend I kind of knew when I was a kid is now really into that stuff.
Yeah.
And 9/11 was an inside job, and I'm going to show you the blueprints, and look, steel can't melt this way, and all of that stuff. And it's like, oh, they're so convinced that they're right. They're so convinced, and that's the cause they're going to, you know, take up. That's the hill they're going to die on, is proving this conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, and they put all their passion into it too.
And you know, I suppose there are worse things to be investing your heart and energy in. But I don't know, like.
Is there? I mean, I guess, yeah, it's like what, and right now, especially with the fact that we're all locked in, there's probably I mean, I know there are so many of those, and people get bored. And so then they use that as a way to pass time, whether it's you're arguing with people, strangers on Facebook, or you're writing these long diatribes about it. And it's, you know, part of that boredom and that feeling of like anxiety and stress, then that can feed into you going down this rabbit hole of videos and posts and everything like that, as a way to kind of give your time some sort of meaning to you.
Yeah.
Like,
you know, what's been meaningful about it to me has been, you know, so I teach science, and we have a lesson pretty early in the year about how to spot like garbage articles, you know what I mean? Like bad science. And it's, I feel like I've just been flooded with all of these wonderful articles that I can use as exemplars, like next year, to be like, here's another one about, you know, the COVID-19 and this doctor that's claiming like all of the authority that comes from like him and 5 other doctors, but he's not going to name those 5 other doctors.
Right.
And, you know, he tells me that I can do my own internet searches to find the sources that he used to get this stuff together. And then, you know, the last 5 paragraphs are like completely political, you know, like, see, this is not science, you know? And I'm like, oh, I need to save that one.
Oh my God. I love that. It's like, I'm not going to, you do your own research on this BS I'm passing your way. You do your research.
Yeah.
How do you feel now? Like, because you're a scientist, you teach science to high school kids. It's got to be an interesting time now, because high school kids also are coming into what they think are their own opinions, and they must be very like passionate about their side of the story. And it's got to, at some point, and not just like high school kids, but anybody else, for you to read this information and just not like lose it.
I just have to kind of hope that like the examples that I've set and the conversations that we've had like resonate or like stay with them, you know? And so like one of the first things that we started doing when we went to like the remote learning plan that we've been doing is made sure that we were putting out like sort of like good quality curated material related to this, you know? And so like I have an anatomy class, and we were, you know, the next thing in the course was going to be like the cardiovascular system. And I was like, we're going to go to the immune system. Like, that's what we're doing first. Like, we need to, you know, talk about the thing that applies to what's happening now. And fortunately, like, I have a student teacher right now, and fortunately, like, he was on board with that. You know, he's like, oh yeah, we can make that work, you know? So
oh my God, what student teacher would be like, I'd rather not. Nah. No. I'd rather not do it. Let's not attack that right now. Like,
yeah, you know, I mean, I suppose, you know, like, he's in a position where he's got to go, like, okay, you know, but he had spent like 3 weeks, like, I think, planning for cardiovascular system, and then I was like, you know what, tomorrow you need to change about the immune system instead.
What a good lesson.
Okay, right.
What,
like,
you know,
that's what I was going to do. Like, if he wasn't ready for it, I was going to do it myself. But I also have been teaching for 16 years. So it's a different thing. It's a different ask. You know what I mean?
Right. You're prepared for it. You've done similar, not quite, I bet, as extreme, but similar situations of like, okay, I'm going to change this lesson based on the class and where we are. So in a way, what a good example for him to be like, here's one of the skills you need as a teacher. You got to adapt. You got to change. This is what we're doing. Like, our plan is out the window. Now we have a new plan.
And that's the big lesson for every student teacher this year, right?
Oh my God. Right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, if you were a student teacher during this time, not like negotiating, not just the technology part of it, but those things of like, okay, what are we going to talk about today? And how do we engage those students? And how do we keep ourselves active and energized in the midst of all of this, and change completely what you've been used to doing to like, great, now learn this right now, immediately.
Well, and you know, they haven't really had a chance to get used to doing it, right? So, you know, most student teaching programs, it's 1 semester. So they got like a half semester in the classroom.
Oh my God.
And, you know, the real meaty, like, part of it, they missed out on. And so my real concern for them, and if I was in their position, I would be worried about like being prepared to start the job in my own classroom, you know? And so I like did spend time talking with my student teacher today, like, hey, here's some conversations that we would need to have, you know, if we had been together during this time. And so I don't know, I tried to, because I enjoy teaching future teachers as well as, you know, high school, you know, kiddos. And so I'm just trying to do that job well too. So.
Well, as an improviser, these skills that you demonstrate on stage and philosophies you have definitely have to be coming in handy right now for accepting that this is the reality. Right.
Like, I think it has been easier for me because I'm an improviser. So like when I teach improv workshops and improv classes, like, one of the things that I try to make sure to teach about is not just like listening and yes and blah, blah, but like also like improv teaches you to let go of your ideas of how things should go. And so, you know, I think it made it easier for me to make the change versus a lot of my colleagues who were like, this is what the rest of the semester was supposed to look like, you know?
Right. You're like, cool, I'm going to pivot.
Right. We'll leverage this and make something good happen. Now, on the other hand, I think sometimes what that does, because I'm so okay with letting go of the idea of how something should be, then sometimes it's like, well, that went to shit. And I'm like, oh, well.
I got another class coming up soon. I got one tomorrow.
Right. Always tomorrow. So.
Now you like you said, you teach and you perform. Now you're with Zoo Improv down in Champaign, Illinois, and it's really a great troupe. And you've been together for how long have you been a part of that group? Because you've been around for a while now. Yeah,
the last May we celebrated 15 years. So 16, yeah. Wow, that's crazy. And you know, the membership of the group has changed in some ways a lot over the years. Like we have, it's a college town, so we end up having a lot of, you know, like graduate students that'll get involved and that sort of stuff. Like they're college teams, but like the grad students and the, you know what I mean? Like the people that are working on their PhD, they're like, I'm not gonna go improvise with a bunch of freshmen, you know? So
I'm a little bit older. I've got more experience.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
life experience.
You know, there's a lot of transients kind of, you know, like they're here for 4 years and then they're gone. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, it's still like stayed the primary community group. So we, you know, try to focus on making sure that we're offering, you know, education and workshops and performances to whoever can use us, you know.
Yeah.
So,
And they can find you on, it's like you have all the dots. It's like zooimprov.com, .net.
Yeah, James likes to make sure that everybody's aware of that. It's improv.org will do it. Yep.
So, and then people can obviously follow you on Facebook, but Zoo Improv, and if especially if they're looking for like online teaching or coaching and want to do that, definitely reach out to Aubrey because she really knows her stuff. And it's so fun playing with you. Like we've known each other so long, and anytime I get to play or watch you perform, it's such a joy. So I really appreciate you taking time out and having some fun with me today. It was such a pleasure.
Yeah. Thanks for the invitation. It's really great. And,
yeah,
keep up the good work. Like you're making improv like happen on the internet in a way that I'm not seeing anywhere else. And so I really appreciate it. Like you're the, did I see the improv evangelist?
yeah, I think my friend Ari, who's in Oslo, kind of called me that. And I was like, oh, Ari, thank you so much. But yeah, thank you. It's like we've got, we can look at it one of two ways. One way is like you can go, oh, it's not the same, which is true, or you can look at it and say, oh, what a chance! I get to play with you, and we wouldn't have had this chance, or I get to play with James, or I get to play with friends from all over, which I wouldn't have the chance to do. So now it's kind of forcing that as a possibility. So yeah, I'm really excited to do this, and then just add it to when things return to more of a familiar state. We can still do on stage next to each other in front of people, but I think this gives another opportunity. It's just going to keep growing and getting better.
Yeah, cool. That's awesome.
All right, my friend, miss you. Good seeing you, and we'll talk soon.
Take care.
All right.
Enjoy.
Bye, Aubrey.